Back in the day, when I was a kid, they used to have comedy writers for these shows. Used to write things that were funny. And they also, if they're going to fake a Southern accent, they knew how to do it. Welcome to another reaction video. This time we're going to be reacting to Stephen Colbert, or as I prefer to call him, Steve Colbert, reacting to a recent little dust-up among Republican presidential candidates about the Civil War and the causes thereof.
Governor Haley's campaign was gaining momentum until recently when she fumbled a gotcha question from 1861.
Well, first, he admits it was a gotcha question. Yeah, right?
What was the cause of the United States Civil War?
It was all about a battle for our freedoms. Shall states determine their own parameters, their own rights, or shall the federal government? Or, put another way, the great classicist Basil Gildersleeve, who taught in Baltimore, and he would teach during the academic year and go fight for the Confederacy during the summer breaks. He said that the United States was caught up in a war over a point of grammar. He said that the battle was over whether we shall say the United States is or the United States are.
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do.
Judges?
She didn't say the magic word.
No, I'm sorry. The answer we were looking for was slavery. Slavery. Now, for the former governor of South Carolina, that is a ridiculous thing to forget. That's like the Kool-Aid man doing this.
Wait, what's my line here?
We are truly in a postmodern era. Another random metaphor.
Trump saw Haley's gaffe as an opening to make himself look slightly less terrible.
They asked her about the Civil War. Why did it start? How did it start? She didn't use the word slavery. You know, I'd say slavery is sort of the obvious answer.
Yes. Slavery is the obvious answer to what caused the Civil War.
It's the obvious answer, but it's just not true. General Grant had slaves attending him throughout the war. Slaves remained slaves in Maryland, which was held by the Union. The slave market in Washington, D.C. continued to operate through the course of the war. So tell me more about how the war was about slavery.
Just like Donald Trump is the obvious answer to what caused Civil War II. But.
It's like South Carolina caused Civil War I, but only South Carolina. The other side had nothing to do with it.
But he didn't leave it there.
I love studying if you take a look, the wars, I don't know what it is. The Civil War was so fascinating, so horrible. It was so horrible, but so fascinating. It was, I don't know, it was just different. I just find it, I'm so attracted to seeing it.
Really?
We're dealing here with a walking incarnation of inarticulateness. How do you say inarticulate?
He finds the Civil War so attractive. Now I finally understand that Ken Burns documentary.
My dearest Martha, you should see the hills on this battlefield, if you know what I'm saying. Va-va-voom, hamina-hamina, auga. Please note, I'm doing the thing where I'm pretending my eyes are popping out of their sockets like a cartoon wolf. Have cartoons been invented? If not, I have an idea. Anyway, I got shot today.
Back in the day, when I was a kid, they used to have comedy writers for these shows. They used to write things that were funny. And they also, if they're going to fake a Southern accent, they knew how to do it.
But, kind of buried the lead there. But what everyone's talking about is the next idiotic thing he said about the Civil War.
So many mistakes were made. See, there was something I think could have been negotiated, to be honest with you. I think you could have negotiated that.
Yet nothing could have been easier about negotiating the Civil War. How about this? Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
totally enslaved. Tuesday, Thursday, alternate weekends, totally free. And I'll throw in power windows, but my manager's gonna kill me. Have you met my manager?
So, we were the only nation in the Western world to fight a war over it. Slavery ended everywhere else without a war. Everywhere else. I wonder how that happened. And he talks about negotiating Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's cute. But how about buying all the slaves for a fraction of what the war cost? How about that?
It's John Wilkes Booth. Get over here. I want to show you.
So here's the question. Why was that a gotcha question? People are running for president in 2024. The Civil War ended in 1865. Why is this still a hot topic? Why is this still damaging or not to someone's presidential campaign? And the answer is very straightforward, because the issues that the war was actually fought over, which had to do with federalism and decentralized power. Shall the power be centralized in Washington, or shall the civic power be located there in Washington with regard to certain issues and distributed throughout the states and local municipalities and so forth on other issues? That issue is a perennial one, and it has not gone away. It's still a hot issue. We still haven't resolved it, in other words.